everything works now. I think there was a little bit of a glitch because I also saw this like connecting, and it lasted for like 4 minutes and nothing happened. I'm glad you're here.
Okay. Yeah.
How are you doing, Ilona? How was your week?
It was okay. We're kind of adjusting.
Adjusting to
like schoolwork. Oh my, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can't. It's not connected to your face.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
But like I'll just,
Let me stop the video and restart it. Hold on. What about now? 1, 2, 3.
It's not connected.
Any better? So first goes the speech and then you see me moving?
I see your lips moving right now, but I can't hear anything. So, but I don't know, like if I just like we can have somewhat cohesive conversation if I just understand that the technology is not connecting, or something.
Sometimes, yeah. How uncomfortable it is for you that my face is going after the speech that you hear?
I'm sorry. It's fine. Doesn't matter. It's fine.
If anything, I am planning to begin this Wednesday earlier, and if this will work for you, I can find some time in the morning to reschedule if that's okay.
No, it's all right. If it's just disconnected. Like I could see you. It's just I'm getting like a voice that's not like the face. So.
Yeah, mismatching. Yeah, I feel it. So, if that's fine with you, let's continue because we already spent some time on those technical issues, and I'm gonna shoot an email to our IT to see what's going on today because there was the signal loss for the trains. I don't know how all of these systems connected, but could it be that everything just got into a major, collapse or something? Let's see. But anyway, how was your week? So you're adjusting to the new school schedule. How is this going so far?
It's hard sometimes because I don't know. I have to like kind of talk myself into like calming down and compromising into basic functions when I'm like somewhere in my head I'm always like everything's just not fair and poor me, and so I'm like I have to kind of like in the morning when I get up like adjust myself because I'm not very happy, So
I'm not very happy because you know how overwhelming the day is going to be, how many tasks you have to accomplish. Is that the reason?
That too, and also it just seems unfair. So I always have to put aside that it's unfair, and I also have to balance it. Like every morning I wake up and I'm balancing the unfair with if I don't do this, nobody will do this. Because I have to function and I have to take care of like the laundry or this or that. So that's very hard because I have to like, realize even though it's not fair, because I can't convince myself that everything is fine. I just have to kind of convince myself that there's things that I have to do regardless,
Let's dream a little bit. Let's pretend that it's a perfect world and give our session space of perfection. Imagine if it's a perfect world, how would you want this to be? So who would you want to delegate those tasks? Would you want your son to be more helpful? Your roommate to be more responsible with his space?
I just feel like there's so many intrusive energies with me. I can't manage them, and there's certain types of people or certain people you can't reason with them, and I'm just like, well, it doesn't matter. I have to put the reasoning aside and I have to do what I have to do, because their life is their life and my life is my life.
True. And it sounds like you're a trooper, you understanding the surroundings, but you also prioritizing self, because if you're not going to do it, you're right, nobody's going to do it, and that's your main priority here. Yeah.
Well, thank you for understanding that.
It is in a way like a trooper life, you have to just put this big backpack on your shoulders and just keep going, regardless of what's around you. That's how it feels. As a therapist, I cannot ask you about some strategies that you see or space that you see for relaxing. Space where you can maybe pause all of those battles that are happening daily for some relaxation. Is there anything that brings you joy in life? There is no such thing as small moments of joy. Anything joyful is joyful.
I'm such a joyful person. I don't know how I get this depressed sometimes, because it's just this weird feeling, or this idea now is forming in my mind that when I experience this joy, no matter where I derive it from, it could be something so simple as sitting there reading a book for 15 minutes. I'm somehow, if I feel elevated by it, I will be later punished for it. I don't know why and where this kooky thought comes from either, but I'm starting to develop this idea that I have to control my joy, or at least my outward representation of it, because some people don't want me to be happy in my life. My neighbors don't want me to be happy. That's for sure.
I like to hear that you still remember how you were such a joyful person, and you don't understand how you become so depressed. That's a statement here, that shows your desire to bring back that Alona that was able to do everything, that was able to be like a juggler, and manage all of those little life, little or big, however they are, challenges in life. And I'm glad that I've never heard that you like reading. What do you like to read? What's your genre?
Anything, even a comic book or something, or I don't know. I like sci-fi sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Is there a favorite book of yours you think that you can start bringing back little by little? Maybe 5 pages in the morning. Blend it in with your routine.
I'm trying to do this with my son, together, to get him to read while I'm reading. That way we're kind of more time efficient, but that's very difficult to do, without people interrupting. And sometimes I think people are trying to interrupt me. They'll be knocking on my door and stuff just as I'm ready to do something. And I'm just generally annoyed at this. Or sometimes, he's a kid, he won't be with it,
I like to hear the openness of yours. There is a strategy of how to read with kids. So if he's required to read X amount of pages per day, you can kind of challenge him with that and be like, okay, look at the timer. So I'm setting, 15 minutes to begin with. And both of us will read, so he will understand that it's not only him who's putting all the hard work in, but you as well. And at first, it will be hard for him to concentrate. He might just asking you questions or distract you, or be like, hey, can I go to the bathroom? Oh, I want a cup of water. Oh, look what's going on outside, stuff like this. But eventually, he will learn, and you can even have those little discussions of what he read and what he remembered from that.
Yeah, I know. Life's hard, to begin with. That's just how I feel. Life's hard to begin with. And there's people that just want to suck the joy, the little joys out of my life, and I don't even know where my life is going, is what it is. So,
it's going wherever you want it to go. Where would you want it to go, given the circumstances?
I want a big mansion in New Jersey. No, I'm just kidding. I that's there's, what I'm saying. I'm just trying to get through it day by day, So. Yeah.
Aren't we all? I feel for you. I feel for you because it's really sometimes seems overwhelming when you think of the amount of stuff. It's on those pictures that you're standing and there is this tornado or something behind you, and it says me all the things I gotta deal with, and it's just coming right up your way. It does feel like this sometimes, but I just want you to keep this attitude, believing in yourself that it's possible, because you really are the person that can bring your life to the point where you want it to be. In fact, you are the only person who can do this.
I'm listening to this and I'm hearing like you're the only person that's likely to try to do this, because you're the only person that really cares about yourself. So, you'd have to, believe in yourself.
I believe in you, and I want you to believe in yourself, because when you have, the secret is simple. A lot of women, single moms specifically, they overwhelmed navigating the system, dealing with their kids' school stuff, dealing with their children's personality, developmental life crisis situations that are actually happening too, dealing with personal stuff. And in order to change it, you need to have capacity for yourself. You need to have time for yourself. When you have something that brings you this energy back, that's the only way of how you can function. Because if you're empty, say, if we put the analogy with like cars, you cannot drive a car if it's empty. You need to refuel the tank sometimes. You need to wash it sometimes. You need to put it to...
I mean, like, I get by, you know what I'm saying? It's just that, I don't know, like, sometimes I'm like, I didn't realize how, like, crazy other people could be. Like, whole groups of other people, too. And it's hard, like, looking at the situation, thinking, like, somebody else is going to rationalize this. And then it's also, like, impossible for me to do. You know? So, yeah. So, but, you know, I don't know. I don't really even have anything to say.
It's okay to not be able to sometimes to say stuff. It's fine, because we also got to figure out where to begin with, how to reorganize things. It's those, baby steps that you can take to bring your life where you want this to be. To set realistic goals, to address the expectations. Because as a person who is very responsible, you might think that, oh, okay, common sense, I have it, other people might also have it. And it's not. And it's so disappointing. It's so just like, why, right?
Yeah, like, I don't, I'm just hoping that something, like, will happen, but sometimes, like, I felt in my past before, like, how much more ridiculous can this situation be out in public, like, with my, like, life and that involved other people, and I would be so confident that things are going to go my way, that society could not be this ridiculous, that like law enforcement could not be this ridiculous, and it just wouldn't, and I would get pulled along somewhere even darker, and it just, that's how I don't feel very secure, even though, I sometimes feel like just simply by being, I'm getting closer to my goals, because like my son is growing, and that's like one of my goals, to see him be like a man and everything. I get nervous about situations like this, because I don't know, sometimes you think, wow, everything's ridiculous, and then damn it, like something else like happens in it, and
if we will keep developing.
I just sometimes, like, is this like normal for me to think like, oh, I want this all to be exposed, like my life has been so cruel and it's not my fault, but I'm just sitting here waiting, like I'm not I'm waiting for his birthday and stuff like that. I'm still nervous. I'm not like sitting here like 100% things are going to go my way.
If if we're digging into this idea of allowing you to dream, what would you want to have? What's your actual goals? Like, feel free to use this space to dream. You have to have somewhere to be able to dream as brave as you can, maybe as ridiculous as you can imagine stuff. You have to be able to talk this through, to say it out loud. It's fine. So if you can dream for something to yourself and your son in foreseeable future, how would you want it to be? Are you serious about New Jersey? Have you been thinking about moving to New Jersey?
Well, like, I don't know, like, for one, you said New Jersey, and I started thinking, well, like, I have other kids, and one of them is in Long Island somewhere, and one of them is in New Jersey somewhere. Like, that would be one of my goals. Like, how would I even, like, go about it? Like, just being me. Like, I don't know how to, I looked them up on Facebook. I don't know where they are. You know, and they're both over 18, so, and I just want to say hi. It's not like, you know.
So you have desire for reconnection, nothing.
Yeah, like, I would
just acknowledge, like, hey.
Just to say hi and, like, share our stories of where have you been, you know, because I'm wondering too, where have they been? You know, I could tell them where have I been, and they could tell me where have they been. That's like,
well, do you think it's possible to, using social media, find their social media accounts and maybe prep the first text? It probably will be more of a letter, and allow them.
They're not on social media. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is like, they're not on social media. So, like, I don't know. Somebody could tell me what else I could do. Like, that's like family and stuff. You know.
Do you have any connections with some relatives, the ones that you still talk at least, like, I don't know, twice a year for Christmas and birthdays?
Not really. I'd have, like, I could find some people, but they wouldn't have any way of finding the people that I'm looking for. And I would have to, like, literally hire, like, a private detective or something to find my own kids or something.
Before private detective, are you sure? Sometimes families, they connect everything within everything. I know it from my personal story, because my father was married before my mother, and I knew that I had a sister, and I always followed up how she's doing because I knew about her. Even though they got divorced with her mother, but there were some mutual friends that would still be kind of around, and when I was grown enough, I was able to track this. Like, you can be your own private detective, that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe these people have connection with someone who got more connection with them, so they can find out at least what is their Facebook, or if they're using, I don't know, Snapchat or TikTok or Instagram or whatsoever.
Yeah, I'd wanna like do that, but I tried with my resources and I can't find them, and I just hope they're eating, you know, because maybe they're sitting there somewhere thinking, oh, like, I'm like on like drugs and I'm having a ball or something, and I dissed them, but I really didn't, you know, like, just really bad shit happened, you know. And
well, you once mentioned your mother in this situation, so could that be if you say, hypothetically, send her letters to pass it on to them? Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's
my mother wouldn't know where my kids are, though. Like, even if I found my mother, I wouldn't find my kids. And I don't know. I guess I could find my mother. I could try finding my mother.
You can. You seriously can. Just all you need, Ilona, is to get yourself a little bit of a notepad.
But I wouldn't even know what to, like, say to my mother, because I know she's okay, you know, and I also know she doesn't have contact with my kids, you know, so I could contact her, but, you know, like, she's doing fairly well, beside the fact that she's, like, older than me, and I have, like, nothing really to offer her much, you know, and I don't want to, in this situation, like, I don't feel comfortable enough to just sit there and chill with her, because I have needs, but I also don't feel entitled to whatever security she has right now, you know, and she doesn't know where my kids are, so.
Okay, that's your irrational brain kicks in. That's when all the anxious thoughts are kicking in. You don't know what's going to happen. And we can always discuss, we can role play, prepare you to how to handle the conversation and make you feel comfortable within yourself how to handle the conversation. Because, of course, it's been God knows how many years. You wouldn't know what to say to her. but we can use our time in order to prep you, to normalize this thought that, okay, at some point I'm going to have a conversation, whether it's going to be like this, virtual, in person, or you can, I don't know, write a letter, write an email, something. Is it something you'll be potentially interested in?
Maybe. I don't know if she changed numbers. I wouldn't be interested in sharing it, I'm so like open-minded to all this like stuff that's supposed to help you like feel better, but honestly it's just kind of like sometimes like when we get too deep into it and it's not me that's coming up with the therapeutic ideas, I get like annoyed because it's almost like there's something so
that's because it's something new and it's uncomfortable because you haven't done this yet. And it's okay. Look, we're doing 3 steps forward and 1 step back. It's fine. There is no...
I feel like we're going to get to some grand idea here. Like, I'm being like a social being. Like, I want to reach out to my kids. Even my mother, who's like, somewhat become trivial since I've been an adult, but when you get to relaxing, you start to thinking, oh, my mother. So, like, what was I saying anyway? So, like, we're getting to these social relationships, but the big idea is that I can't really, like, comfortably, like, look for these, really, either. Like, look for... Like, I wouldn't be comfortable sitting there across from my mother either, because I wouldn't be honest with her, I would start trying to make demands like, when was the last time you saw my kid? Or,
Sure, and
how come you weren't there for me? And she's an old lady, and it would not be effective of me to reach out for her financially, emotionally, anything else. And I don't know, who to reach out to, because like to hire like a private detective, you'd need more than like a regular job to find my kids or to like deal with like any of this,
I will stop you here just because I see that 12:30 patient logged in already, and I don't think we should get into the spiral of thoughts how you will speak to her. Let's first prep you to be able to do it.
What if I just tell you like my mother has nothing to do with it, because I don't even want to pick up on this next week. Maybe I do want to talk to my mother, maybe I don't want to talk to my mother. It's not really about this.
Let's just talk about how you would feel potentially in taking steps toward all of that. How about this? Because my goal is to make sure that you will be able to handle it. So you won't be overwhelmed with that. It's not going to be another problem of yours. That if you will do it, you will get what you want. You will have the ability to ask for what you want, and you're not going to get sad about it, okay?
Okay, let's just leave it till next week.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Ilona.
Okay.
Productive talk today. Have a great day, and we'll speak next Monday. Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Take care.